Well, hello beautiful people. I invite you to enjoy this little vibe session I got going on there. I've got this delicious Jamaican plantain porridge. I love making this dish, it's so good. Of course, we've got our sweet Costa Rica coffee. It's just like the perfect temperature. So, I'm excited. Speaking of Jamaican porridge, big shout out to my man Sean from Jungle Smokehouse. Hooked me up with some Jamaican chocolate habanero peppers. So I'll be taking the seeds out of them, drying them out, and you know what happens next. So, how is everybody doing tonight? Also, another big shout out to all the people that are buying merch. I love you guys. That is so amazing. I can't wait to see the pictures. Please send them to me so I can put them on Instagram, Facebook, and all that. So I appreciate that. That's awesome. You guys are great. I'm going to get vibey real quick and light up some love wood, as I call it. It does something, man. I don't know what it does, but when you smell it, it just puts you in a different world. You can be having the shittiest day. Just a little bit of this. Make you feel alright. So we're gonna vibe out even harder here. What do you guys think of my new setup here? Getting cozy. I got some kinks to work out still, but we're getting there. My goal is to make my house a mood, you know. I want to walk in and just feel a mood, because I spend all my time here, so I feel more cozy, more like it's your home, not something else you're renting, you know, somebody else's home you're renting. So that's my goal, make it a little more cozy. Because you gotta enjoy your space, man. Even if you just got a little bit of space, you really need to enjoy it. I saw a comment and it stuck in my head for a while because, not because, I don't know, it's weird. It's like not because like an insecurity thing. It's more of like a, alright, so the person said like, I hope you found some friends and you're not so alone, or something along the lines of that. And I blew it off because I'm like, if you only knew, like, I'm not alone. I have friends, I have family, I have people that care about me. I have people that want to be my friend. I'm just pushing everybody away because I don't really need people in my life right now. That might have came out wrong. What I need right now is to find me, completely in the mindset of me. Because when you live the life that I'm sure most of you are right now, where it's just a hustle bustle, there's no time for you. You don't have any you time. And that little you time you have, you wind up watching TV or whatever, like you're never thinking about you. You're always thinking about either somebody else, or you're thinking about work, or it's just, you never really get that time to really reflect on you and who you are as a person. And as years go on and you start hanging out with these people and these people, that all starts shifting. You become somebody that you're not because you're hanging out with all these people that make you feel that you're somebody that you aren't. So I feel that all this me time, all this alone time is super healthy. Maybe not to the extreme, but for me, it works fine. I'm okay with it. If I want to go out, I go out. If I want to meet up with people, I meet up with people. But for the most part, I really enjoy the quietness. I enjoy being able to do this, just being able to sit in my house, no distractions, nobody telling me nothing. You want to sit here and talk to the people? By all means. So for all you people that think that I'm alone, I'm not alone. I think some people probably need to have a little bit of alone time and really find themselves. And I'm not saying, hey, go break up with your spouse and move to Costa Rica. Oops. What I'm saying is that if you don't see clarity in your life and you just think that you're just living the life of everybody else, wasting space. I mean, that's literally what I thought at one point in my life. I was like, I just feel like I'm a waste of space. I'm just another check mark in the court systems. He'll be here next week to pay his fines. I didn't know where the path was leading to. And when you're in that lifestyle, you try to be a better person. I tried to be a better person by, growing out my dreadlocks, and that was like for me to be a better person. When you look in the mirror and you see yourself with these locks, it gives you reassurance that you are moving in the right direction. You're moving in the direction that you wanted to move in the first place. I knew it was going to take time. I knew it wasn't going to happen right away. I was going to need time to get to a place where it's quiet, where you can just be alone and just really reflect on life and who you are and what your purpose is on this wild rock that we call planet. And so again, bringing it back to being alone, I just think that was just another part of my journey. I think all of this is part of the experience and who I'm learning to be. And without it, I don't think I'd be this person. I think I'd probably just be another check mark in the court systems. The Rasta movement, so let's talk about these dreadlocks, right? So I did this for me, so I can look in the mirror every day and remind myself the path I'm going, where I want to be, who I want to be, the choices that I want to make. My plan was to move to Jamaica. It wasn't to move to Costa Rica. And I had no idea the Rasta movement here. I figured it was a bunch of hippies. When I see anybody, most of the people here that I see with dreadlocks, they're pretty hippie-ish, I mean, for the most part. The Ticos, there's a whole brand of Ticos that are Rasta. So the Rastafarian movement has a lot of history in Costa Rica, actually. you know, when I first moved here, I realized quickly that Ticos call me Rasta. They don't call me Gringo. They don't, you know, I don't think I'm really classified to the extent that most people would be classified as a Gringo. Like, you know, I come from the United States. I'm a Gringo. I'm a white boy. Blue eyes. You know what I mean? Gives it dead away. But to them, everywhere I go, it's Rasta, Rasta, Rasta. So what I found out was that in 1910, Marcus Garvey came to Costa Rica with his family, and I'm not really sure exactly what his job was, but basically, after he left Costa Rica, he went back to Jamaica and started the UNIA. UNIA? The UNIA. I knew it was that. Anyway, and then he specifically says, "Look to Africa, where a black king shall be crowned, he shall be the Redeemer." Which, who was the person that he spoke about? Haile Selassie. What was his real name? Rastafari. Basically, if you don't know the history, the Jamaicans were brought here to build the railroads on the Caribbean side of the country, and in return, they were basically given Limon. So Jamaicans are heavily populated on the Caribbean side of the country. If you didn't know, that's why everybody on that side is Rasta, dreadlock, and it's considered a bad part of the country. Because apparently anywhere there's black people, it's a problem. Anyway, there's a little history for Costa Rica. I don't remember what I was talking about. You should love yourself. Self-love. A woman once told me you can't love anybody if you don't love yourself. I still don't know what the hell that means, but I'm trying to figure it out. So don't bother me if I'm alone. I appreciate you guys vibing out with me. You stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe. Oh, hold on. Don't you forget about that merch. Don't forget about merch. Hey, don't you forget about that merch. Don't you forget about that merch. Don't forget about merch. This ain't my merch, but I ain't Nicky. Don't you forget about that merch. Don't you forget about that merch. Oh, hold on. Don't you forget about that merch.